All right. After what seems like a long hiatus, welcome back to the No Hangover podcast.
Boom.
Your favorite podcast. The only
Boom.
podcast to have yours truly on it.
Boom.
Anyways,
Me.
across from me, I got my boy E. Jacob, if you didn't know.
Too.
So yeah, it's been a while, E.
It has been.
How you been feeling?
A month and a half. Before that, check us out on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube for the visuals, Instagram for the
No Hangover
updates.
podcast.
Yes, sir. We post when we post episodes, snippets, all that good shit, and check us out at nohangoverpodcast.com too. Merch. If you want to buy a shirt from us directly, you could DM us. We got some in stock, so make sure to check that out. But has been about a month and a half since we've been in here recording. It feels nice to be back on the mics and shit. So
nice home feeling. It's
honestly, you know, it's been a while, but yeah, I've been all right. A lot going on. It's been a long month and a half.
This is definitely true.
You know, put things in perspective, so that was nice. I was able to see a lot of family, spend a lot of time with family. It is that time of that time of year too. So
yeah, it's
holiday
coming closer to the holidays.
All that. So I mean, I've been all right. Been chilling. Glad to be back on the mics.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie. I found myself kind of some nights like, damn, like I miss that shit.
Yeah, I mean, this is speaking from a consistency standpoint. This was
As you can tell, we're a little rusty.
Yes, we are. This was a big part of our weekly schedule. We come in here recording almost 2 times every week, and besides recording, we're doing stuff for the podcast almost on a daily. To, like I said, taking a damn near month hiatus. So it's
more than a month. It was over a month. It's closer to a month.
Yeah, but I mean, I still did some
we're still obviously we were still keeping up with shit and making sure that not necessarily with recording stuff, but behind the scenes stuff. As far as like game plan for the future, we've been working on that. But we haven't been on the mics. We did put an episode last week, but that was spoiler alert, it was from a long time ago. So it was like from the end of September or some shit like that.
It was
beginning of the month. Yeah. So we haven't been on here talking for a little bit. So
it's true.
But I mean,
there's just been a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
And like definitely mindset definitely has changed. Even going into like Halloween and all that stuff too. Kind of was like, I'm over all of this.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of been in that for a little bit.
Yeah.
I haven't, I mean, it's been like, not that I don't go out and shit like that, but I've been in that mindset for probably about a little over a year now, as far as like, I'm not really like, going out for me now is really like, fuck, like,
that's a chore for you.
Honestly, it's like, fuck, I don't want to do this. Don't want to be out in the streets in the fucking downtown like that, especially more so than anything. And on Halloween it happened. It happened last year on Halloween too. It's just that people are getting more fucking wild and just getting reckless and popping off over dumb shit. On Halloween,
gunshots. Yeah.
There's 2 people that were firing off shots. I don't know if it hit anybody. But
2 people got shot. Yeah, I was actually talking about that last night.
So it's like especially like
with Unk.
Here and there, it's all right. But especially like on occasions like Halloween and shit like that, like people just want to get too fucking rowdy and get too fucking like on their high horse and shit and. People bringing straps to the fucking club.
I definitely think like big events I kind of try to shy from or stay away from now. Mm-hmm. But it's like, don't get me wrong, I'm different than you. I belong in the streets.
Yeah, you do.
You're a soldier. I am for the streets. Wow. For sure.
A general.
Yep.
For the time that you put in.
Honestly. I'm high ranked out there. Yeah, there's levels to this shit and I'm up there. Okay. But just because, I could just move around. Like, I kind of enjoy it, like being, drinking, like, moving around freely.
There's a level of comfort out there for you because a certain,
I know enough people that I just walk around.
Get into where you want to get into. You can fucking, finesse where you need to finesse, get some drinks, like have a good night and not really spend that much.
Yeah, I walked out there. What I tell you? I had like $47 on me.
Yeah.
Just because I was like, I'm just gonna use cash tonight. I don't really want to use cards.
Most of the places that have cover and shit, people, how to get in there and not, Plus, really. It is weird how, like, even if we don't know something or something's going on, you always do find a way to, oh, shit, like, I know that person, and then it just ends up fucking working out for you somehow. So there's that level of comfort, but it's just, maybe it's not the right place to have that level of comfort.
It's just kind of the way I move around downtown, especially, like you said. Like, I always feel like I'm going to Like, I'm not worried about shit. So I'm like, I'll figure it out. Yeah. And then I'd go somewhere and I figure it out. I get in, to wherever I'm trying to get into, go to whatever bar, whatever club. And yeah, it's just like fun times sometimes. No. But for the past like month anyways, I had, cut back on drinking and shit like that. Definitely, consistency in the gym. Yeah, been talking about that for a while,
you've
but
been doing better. I mean, shit still kind of, life kind of gets in the way sometimes and shit like that. But I've been able to tell you have been making a more conscious effort to like get in there, and at least go, even if it's not gonna be like the best workout or like the most intense shit. You get in there and try to get some work in. So,
because I had said like close to the end of October, I'm gonna spend, I was telling you and Ryan and Jordan, I was like, I'm gonna spend 5 weeks going to the gym 5 days a week. No days, like 5 days at least. I'm gonna be in there. Yeah. And there was only one day, one day where me and Jordan went to South Carolina and back in the same day. Yeah. That was the only day I genuinely skipped the gym. I didn't like make up that day.
Yeah, but I mean that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it was a long day for us. Picked Jordan up. He's a trooper. Love that guy. But yeah, that was an interesting drive. It's not that it's like forever long.
I didn't realize it was that close, honestly.
Because she lives right off, like literally right at South Carolina, and going through Georgia is only like an hour, honestly. That part of Georgia, at least. Like if you're going to Atlanta and shit, that's a big, much bigger part. Yeah, state. Much bigger side of Georgia you got to go through, and Florida is about the same regardless. It's always like about 3, close to 2.5, 3 hours.
From here to Jacksonville, it's like 2 hours, really.
Yeah.
Like to get to actual Jacksonville, it depends what part of Jacksonville you're going to, but to get to actual Jacksonville, it's probably a little less than 2 hours. But going through the actual city and all that is another 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, on that drive, you just kind of like pass Jacksonville. You go through it technically, but you're passing through it. Like you're staying on the highway going,
95,
75, 90 miles an hour the whole time.
Fuck, I did. I mean, I went up to Jersey, Pennsylvania to go visit my sister.
Yeah, you did do a little traveling.
I did. That was fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like that definitely, it was a good time. Especially just kind of at that time, it kind of I had a little bit more appreciation for it. I went also to Pennsylvania to go see some of my friends. I saw everybody who I wanted to see, shit, except my boy Jeremy. Shout out to Jeremy. I'm trying to get him down here to record. I mean, because he does music. He's streams. He's a fucking YouTuber, does streaming shit like that and all that. So I mean, at the Real J Bree on Instagram, he's got music. He does a whole bunch of shit.
I was gonna say plug him up.
Makes a lot of great content, and he's just a fucking real ass dude above everything else. So I wasn't able to see him, but we talked on the phone for a little bit. But I mean, I was able to see everybody who I wanted to see, and it was nice to see them and kind of like give them my love and give them just have, quality conversation with them. Whether it was my sister, my cousin, my uncle, my friends in Pennsylvania and shit like that. Like, it was a good trip. And I left on a Thursday, flew up to Jersey to go visit my sister. My uncle, they picked me up from the airport, went, had food, all that. And then my cousin, she lives in Pittsburgh. So then that Friday we drove over there, and that's about like a 5-hour drive from where my sister lives. We were over there all weekend, went shopping, got food, fucking went to a little Halloween party, all that shit. And
yeah, that's right. You had a Halloween party before Halloween.
Yeah,
that's right.
Dressed up like a vampire. I was off that Jack. I was actually, I'm not gonna lie, like the crowd was, it was a little not necessarily like, I don't even want to say my crowd because I don't really feel like I don't like have a crowd.
You feel like you could blend with anything.
Yeah, but it was a little different.
I feel like yes and no for you because I say you could, if you wanted to, you could be in any situation. Like, I'm not putting that past you, but at this current day and age, you're more of like, you have a specific niche you're going for. You're like, I'm not really.
But if I need to, like, it was like my older sister is a little bit more reserved in that sense. So I felt like it also depends who I'm with. Like my cousin, obviously, is her friend, so she's gonna be comfortable and shit like that. I'm just kind of naturally like people kind of gravitate towards me, and I'm easy to start conversation with people and shit like that. So, but my older sister's a little bit more reserved, so I kind of felt like I had to be a little bit more like, all right, come on.
Checking on her, talking to her.
Yeah, and then, but like keep her like engaged and shit like that. But it was fun. And then came back down that Sunday, rented a car on Monday, drove out to Pennsylvania, hung out with all my people and shit like that, and then flew back on on that Tuesday. So, but it was a good time. Like I said, my dad's been coming down a lot more lately, so been spending more time with him and shit. But I mean, just, you know, being able to express, you know, my love and my gratitude for the people that I feel like I need to, and I want them to know that, you know, I've been able to do that to a lot of people this past month and a half. So I definitely, you know, as far as, you know, being, you know, having that month and a half hiatus and, you know, kind of all of us taking a step away from the podcast and shit, but still coming together in other ways has definitely, you know, shined a light on things that are, you know, things that I already knew were important to me, but it, you know, just kind of the value of that to me goes up just a little bit more given everything that's gone on and shit like that. So I've definitely, you know, taken some shit away from this and, you know, let people know, hey, if you ever need anything, and I mean it, if you need anything I could do to help you, like, I got you.
Well, I feel it's like touched, man. Touched. I mean, personally, yeah, like, I don't know. I have had a wide range of emotions, honestly. I mean, I've tried to express love. I haven't really seen that much of my family, like, lately. I've been trying to link up with my cousin Jordan. He's been wanting to hang out and stuff. But
I mean, it's been a while since.
Yeah, shit, he's doing pretty good. Got his 2 babies chilling, and yeah, it is fucking batshit crazy. I've actually never even met the second one yet.
Oh, shit.
My second cousin, because, you know, that's just how that works. So, because he moved out. I don't even know where he moved to. He moved to like this weird part of. It's like a little bit past Ocala, honestly. Probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours away.
So it's
I forget what it's called.
Out in the fucking middle of nowhere.
Yeah, pretty much out in the boonies. But I think there's like one street light in the town probably. But shit, he moved out there for a reason. I mean, he got a really good deal on it. You know, he's got a nice house, some land and shit. So it's like, I understand if you're gonna, you know, for doing for right by your family, go for it. But yeah, I miss that guy. He should be coming down here I think he's coming down here like next week. I might try to link up with him.
Thanksgiving is next week. Damn, fuck already. Not this week. Coming up, the one after. So
yeah,
it's like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's in two Thursdays.
But some shit like that.
But yeah, I think he's coming down here next week. I don't know if he'll come down for Thanksgiving, but maybe I'll try to go up there or something. He's been asking me to, and I've been meaning to, but like I said, I'm just in a weird place mentally. Like I'm focused on shit, like, and I'm all about, you know, grinding right now. But at the same time, there is something that's like, I don't know, something was weighing on me. It's felt weird lately. Don't know what it is. Can't really express it.
I kind of feel like it's been like, I was talking about this because we had 2 5-hour trips, one to Pittsburgh and one back, me and my sister. So we talked a lot, and I kind of told her, it's like, I don't know exactly what it is, because I feel like, you know, everything that I want to do is like, you know, I see it, and I'm on the right path of, you know, achieving those goals and doing that shit. But there, you know, I told her, like, there is this kind of like, I don't want to say empty feeling, but there is this feeling of like, there is something missing a little bit. Like there's some like I don't know exactly, and that's the thing. Like I told her that I don't know exactly what it is though. So it's like it's kind of hard to pinpoint what it is and kind of, you know, attack that feeling or like confront that feeling, because I just don't know what it is that I'm trying to confront at this point. Because I feel like as far as mentally, I'm in a good spot. Financially, I'm in a good spot. Like physically, you know, as far as like, you know, gym stuff and things like that, I've kind of taken a little step back on that. But like, I'm not.
Either way, you're pretty consistent in that as well.
Exactly. Like, so it's like, I don't know. I mean, I had
just reposted something that it was like let me see what the fuck I reposted, honestly. I want to read it correct. It says you get tested most when it's time to elevate, or when it's time for you to elevate. Like, don't break. Like, don't stop. Basically, when you feel like you're being tested, and that's kind of how I feel. Like I'm in a weird place where I know what I'm doing, and I have my like you. I have my goals, and they're in sight, and I know I'm gonna have to work a shit ton harder for them. Yeah. It's not that I'm there or even close to where I want to be. So I have a lot of work to put in still, but it's like there's something weird that it's just, I don't know what it is.
It feels like it's just a transition period.
In a sense.
In a lot of ways, though. Like, for me at least, like, you know, I'm about to move. I'm, you know, trying to get my resume together so I can start looking for other jobs and shit like that. And it's just, like, it's not a feeling that I haven't felt before. It just like, I don't know. It's just something a little different.
Feeling,
it's a little different. I don't know, like, because usually when I go through transition periods, whether it is, just mentally or like they're actually like, I'm going to move, like physical things like that, I kind of always embrace it. And not that I'm not embracing it this time. It's just like we've said, it's just something's off. Something's a little different.
Something's in the water.
Yeah, but
actually, I was telling you that earlier. Publix, what you be doing to your water? This is like the second gallon I've had that it tastes a little different to me. And I drink a gallon every day, so I'm like,
Sus.
What's going on here?
Publix. Shit's going to shit.
What's going on here?
Shit's going to shit.
What spring y'all pull this from,
2021, shit's wild out here.
Yeah, because that was a little weird for me. But, yeah.
It is almost the end of the year, too.
It is, which, I mean, this actually, I feel like this year, I feel like certain parts of the year go by really, really fast. But then, I mean, I'm also, when you're in something every day, shit can move fast because it just seems like one long day.
Yeah, you get into a routine.
I don't know. I've had mixed feelings about that too. Like people are like, oh, this year's been going by so fast. And I thought about it. I was like, yeah, it has. And then I remember everything I've done this year. And I'm like, actually, it hasn't gone by that fast. Like the shit I did was fucking forever ago. And we're still in the same year. And
I feel like the last 4 months of the year always kind of like from September to December, it's always kind of like shit slowed down a little bit. Like the first, 8 months of the year always go by fucking quick.
It is true too. I mean, my birthday is at the end of September. So since my birthday, honestly, shit's been weird for me. 26 hit me a little differently. And you bitches. Fuck you bitches. You Goodness. I did. Still do. Forever will.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Even in
just
that
want
too,
someone to love me. I know. And I say this with all respect because there is plenty of good women that have tried to love me. And I do love myself. It's not like, oh, I need to love myself first. No, I do love myself. But
speak your truth.
There's something that I'm looking for. And I'm not going to stop until I find it. And I'm sorry, but some of y'all have not had it. As fucked up as it is to say, but
you heard it straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what it is, but if you don't got it, you don't got it.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's hard to put. Maybe this is the same shit that's wrong with me. I'm missing that thing that I need, and I don't know what the fuck it is.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm searching for it, but I don't know what I'm searching for.
I don't know. I feel that in a sense, like I have a certain standard of how I want shit, and if I feel like people aren't meeting that standard, then I get a little like, all right, well, I'm not going to, like, if I've already said something, I'm not going to continue to repeat it. But if it gets brought up again, and I'm just going to be like, well, I mean, this is, you know what you need to do, but like, you're not doing it. Like, so what do you want from me type shit? So it's like, I don't know. It's, when you're dealing with people and shit like that, people want to have to change shit on their own. You can want them to change it.
I mean, I've gotten
if they don't want to change it, then, you again, and I've preached this before plenty of times. You could, want somebody to change shit until you're blue in the face and preach it and tell it to them like, this is what you need to do. But until they realize it and figure it out on their own, it doesn't matter how much you say something or whatever. Until it clicks for them, shit's not gonna move the way you want it to move.
We've said that thousands of times too. Like even us, like you could tell me something, unless I'm wanting to do it, I'm not gonna fucking do it. But I feel like, in particular, I'm not trying to change anyone. Like, I don't want them to change to try to fit what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for that. So once I find it, I'll know. But, I mean, there's been, I've talked to certain girls that I've thought fit certain parts of what I want. But then, like, the more you get to know somebody, you kind of see gaps in what you were looking for. And something that, I don't know, it's just, I feel like I'm at a point now in age where it's like, if I do really want to take someone seriously, if I am trying to date someone, like, I'm trying to date you and start a life with you type shit. I'm not really just trying to, like, fuck around and like, oh, we can hang out, shit like that. I'm not with the hanging out shit. Like, I want to.
The thing is that I feel like people now have a kind of fucked up perception of what shit is. Like, as much as I wish, things were as easy as, I love you, you love me, and things can work out. Like, that's just not the way shit's set up anymore. Like, I don't really feel like it was really ever set up like that. But in nowadays, especially since there's so many distractions and a lot of things are convenient and it's a lot easier to just fucking, okay, well, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just going to fucking, I might be sad for a couple weeks, but I'm sure I can find something to occupy my time and just keep it moving. Like, if you really want something to work and you really want a relationship to work, like it is work. It's not just like I said, like it's not just I love you, you love me. All right, let's figure this out. No, like you have to have yourself figured out.
Correct.
And not completely figured out, but figured out to the point where it's like, when you need a break, when, someone maybe needs to apply a little bit more pressure, and let that person know, like, hey, like what's going on. And the communication shit is like so fucking important. And it's wild how, like, as you get older and you start going through different relationships that you've been through and things like that, and you start looking back, usually the one thing that was lacking is the communication part. That, the lovey-dovey shit is all there, and, oh, I love you, you love me, the sex is great, all this shit. But then when it comes down to actually talking about, like, shit, like when it's time that we need to fucking work through different fucking speed bumps and things like that shit gets hard. And, that's when you really start realizing it's like, all right, how much does this person fuck with me? Are we going to be able to work through this and talk it out? Or are you just going to fucking run and hide and cry about it and boo-hoo and fucking, I'm tired of this shit, all right, and then dip.
Correct. And me saying that, like, I know what I'm looking for will require work from both me and someone else. It's not like they're going to be no one's perfect. I'm not looking for perfect. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking for someone who's willing to work on certain things that I want to work towards. Mm-hmm. And
I mean, on the same page about shit.
Correct. And, like, that's where communication is definitely a big part about it. Like, I feel like communication is lacked in a couple things that from my end maybe, and from, theirs as well, that it's like shit just isn't, we're not seeing eye to eye on shit. Yeah. And it's like, if we're not going to see eye to eye and you're not willing to, if I'm not willing to come down or you're not willing to come up, like what's the point of fucking talking? Yeah. And like, I've tried to level with people. I've tried to reason with them, but it's like, all right, this is.
And it's funny too, because I feel like, since we've been gone and not on the podcast, like I feel like my communication with like certain people has gone up, and like it showed. Like we're on a lot better terms. Like we're not, always at each other's necks now, and there's not so much fucking animosity all the time. Like if you just fucking say what you need to say and just take shit in stride, it's crazy how much that actually fucking helps, and how far that will actually take you. Even if you don't agree with shit, even if you don't like the way someone's doing something, if you communicate and take shit in stride, and if you feel like you took something the wrong way, ask, what did you mean by this? Why did you say that? What were you feeling when you like just simple questions like that will fucking start opening doors, and you can really start figuring out what the root of certain problems are and shit like that. I mean, like this, if anything, if I've taken anything away from this past month and a half, it's that, more so than ever, like just fucking talk, just say something. Like if you have something to say, whether it's good, it's bad, something's bothering you, you want to tell somebody something, show your appreciation or whatever, fuck. Don't, I'm going to see them later or whatever. Like we got phones, send a quick text. Hey, da-da-da, this and that. Yeah. Hey, this and that, blah-da-blah, this and that. And then,
Also, just on the point of texting, I'm not a texter at all.
Me either.
So when it comes to like your point, that's another thing I hate, like that lacks with me in communication. Mm-hmm. Especially with females, a girl always wants to text. Oh, just text. No. If I want to get a point across, I'm going to call you. And I'm going to actually FaceTime you rather than just normal call, because I want you to see the emotions coming out of my fucking... But
sometimes just with a
sweating out my pores.
Sometimes just a quick, like, in the moment while you're thinking it. Maybe you're fucking driving or something. Or
I still FaceTime. I don't give a fuck.
Whatever, but just a quick, like, hey, like, blah, this and that. Let's talk about this later when it's a better time. Because sometimes it's like, when you are driving, and maybe it's not the best time to have a fucking... an in-depth conversation or a heated conversation while you're driving. Some of those things is better.
Trying to have a heated conversation.
But some of that shit could get a little, especially when you're talking to somebody that you care about and you're trying to, build or something like that, then it can't, naturally some of those things can kind of get you riled up a little bit and kind of get, a little, well, fuck, like you get frustrated in this shit. So some of the, like, that's why I like having those conversations in person. So then you kind of you take away the
in person over anything else.
Yeah, you take away the no misunderstandings, and if there is, like, you can see how I'm giving you what I'm saying. You can see how I'm delivering it to you, and even if my body language is off a little bit, it is just that simple to be like, whoa, like, pump the brakes. What did you mean by that? Like, let's so I can understand. We could be on the same page and move forward, but. Man, it's crazy to really start realizing how hard that is for a lot of people.
It's true,
and it's difficult too. But I'm not saying
it's easy, but I feel like just getting it out there and granted, like I said, when it comes to that one thing, like we were both saying, that feels a little off. It's kind of hard to explain that. But when it comes to like normal everyday shit or even conversation, I feel like I'm, at least lately, I'm having this same conversation over and over and over and over again. And then it's like, all right, you clearly were not fucking listening to me the last 30 times I've said this. So I don't know what else you want me to tell you. Like, and it's like I've tried to express myself in different ways so that you could understand it better, but you still don't fucking get it through. And I'm like,
at that point, they don't want to understand. To me, at least. And, you know, I could be wrong on that, but at that, to me, the way I, like, it's just like they don't want to understand. They just want to be where they're at and, you know, kind of just stay in that space. And, hey, more power to you if that's what you're gonna do.
That. People are complacent.
But you can't be mad at somebody for being content and where they're at. Whether
I am.
He said, "Fuck yes, I can."
Yeah. The reason being, like, I feel like we're as humans, as individuals, as anyone. Just I feel like everyone should be doing something to better themselves, even if it's small things. You should also always be moving, always trying to grow, always trying to, you know, learn a little more. Maybe it's like you said, this past month kind of gave us reflection and like taught us, all right, talk to more people, you know, show them these feelings. I feel like we should always be changing in a sense that if you stay too content, you're too like comfortable. Mm-hmm. That's not good. Like, you're going to block a lot of blessings by being so comfortable. You don't want to, you know, you don't want to push, or you're trying to not push the, I can't even remember that saying as it goes right now. So never mind. You're just you're just like stuck in this. Oh, I'm comfortable. I'm not gonna do anything.
Stuck in the mud, caught in a rut.
And it's like you're not even trying to get out. It's like quicksand. You're just letting yourself. You're just chilling.
To that point, though, and I mean, I 100% agree with everything you just said. But like to that point, you said that, you know, you feel like people should always be moving or whatever, even if it's something little. Maybe to us, it seems like they're not doing anything because we're from the outside looking in. Maybe to them, they are trying to do the little things to improve on themselves, but we don't see it because it's little, so we're not seeing like those big
Correct.
leaps.
You're not gonna see big picture, but I'm saying like the people who straight up tell you like, no, I'm comfortable in where I'm at. I'm not trying to change anything. Okay, it like boils my blood, honestly, because I'm like, I'm trying to, you know, level with you. I'm trying to like. And another thing, I just hate, you know, people who are like all down on themselves and shit like that. Like,
it's draining. It is draining.
I can't deal with that. Physically, emotionally, mentally, I cannot deal with that shit. Because me, I'm not a person that's really in my head like that. Mm. And lately, I feel like I have been, you know, thinking about more shit. And I'm like, fuck, I got to get out of here. Because this isn't my normal self. You know, y'all know this. I'm very like the last one out of us to fucking overthink something. Yeah. So if I feel like I start overthinking shit, I'm like, this is a dangerous area for me to be in. That's not how I live my life.
Look, you got to sometimes.
No, I don't overthink nothing. I do, and then the consequences come. That's pretty much how my life is. I don't overthink shit. I just do whatever is in the moment, however I truly feel, because that's the truth. I'm not going to, you know, sometimes I should probably take a slight second, and I try to make my, you know, what I do calculated. I'm not just willy-nilly fucking shit up all the time. But I'm just saying, I don't, yeah, I just don't overthink a lot of shit like that. Like, I'm just going to do how I feel or whatever comes to my mind first, because I know that's and usually, I mean, people should know this. My intentions are all, you know, they're all genuine. Like, I'm trying to do this out of love. It's not like I'm trying to hurt somebody or I'm trying to do certain things to like fuck somebody up. Like, I'm doing everything I do out of like a love or a respect or appreciation for these people. Mm. And it's like, I feel like, damn, you're just wanting to chill right there. Like, you don't want to do anything. And not even for me, but for yourself.
Yeah, and trust me, I understand. Like, completely.
I try to build you up so much, and you're not going to do anything for yourself.
The thing is with that is that people are going to take whatever you're doing and take it how they want. So you, like, and I've known this about myself for a while, just because, you know, the way I go about things sometimes is very direct, and I like you. I try to do it from a genuine place. Like, I'm not doing this to be a fucking asshole or whatever. Mm-hmm. But to me, this is how I'm showing my love to you. It's not. Yeah, I'm not like not affectionate at all. But like, I'm not always the most affectionate person. You know, I feel like I'm affectionate when there's a time and place for that shit. there's a time and place to be direct and like let's build, let's do something.
Yeah,
but
I'm
like
only
people,
affectionate with somebody.
People will fucking, you know,
like I gotta be around you. Like I'm not gonna be all lovey-dovey over a phone.
Well, I mean, you can say some cute shit, some fucking, you know.
I mean, I say some dumb shit on a daily. Like I don't like I say cute shit, but it's like I also say some dumb shit. It's just like you gotta roll with the punches.
But like again, like people will take that, and what I'm trying to convey to them as like, I love you, I'm doing this because I want what's best for you and I'm looking out for your best interest. People might take that and like, you're just being a fucking asshole, like you don't understand, you don't this, you don't that. And it's like, it's not that I don't understand, it's just I'm processing what you're giving me and I'm outputting the way that I would, and I need to work on that as far as like doing a better job of not, you know, one size fits all. Yeah. I need to do a better job of like kind of, you know, especially, and not to everybody, but to certain people that, you know, are important to me, to people that I want to keep in my life. I need to do a better job of assessing what their personality is and adjusting what I do, not change it completely. Because I feel like, for me at least, from my point of view, like part of, you know, why people like me is because I am direct and I don't beat around the bush that much. And I, you know, I am going to just fucking attack shit head on. Yeah. But sometimes, you know, I need to dial it down a little bit, like be a little bit more, not that I'm not understanding, but understanding in the sense of like, all right, like, come on, like, I'll give you a hug. We're going to get through this. Just relax a little bit. Instead of my understanding where it's like, all right, I get it, but you need to suck it the fuck up and, you know, put on your fucking big boy pants and let's get fucking going. Correct. Like, so,
I mean, we all have different, you know, everyone's different mentally and goes through shit differently. And I understand that, but it's also like just the way people just the way people perceive you. Honestly, there's two, like, you know, there's always two versions of ourselves. There's how you see me and how I see myself. Mm-hmm. There's always going to be that with any relationship with anybody. So sometimes that can get you know, that's where shit doesn't add up sometimes because you see what you're trying to do in a certain way, but someone else cannot see that.
That's where the communication comes in.
But even with communication, like it's still two different points of view. Mm-hmm. We see what we're trying to do, trying to build towards. Someone else only sees it from their point of view. Mm-hmm. So they can't comprehend what we're trying to do or why we're doing these things because they can't see it from our side.
Yeah, it just takes, I mean, at the end of the day, it just takes a lot of patience. And especially especially when you get two people,
a lot of compassion, a lot of fucking,
when you get two people honestly, that are, you know, kind of polar opposites in that sense, like, you know, I see things this way, you see things, you know, something else. You know, we kind of agree as far as like what we want, but different approaches. It's, you know, finding that middle ground is probably what the hardest part is, especially when you have two people that, you know, maybe one's a little bit more rigid, a little bit more hard ass, one's a little bit more affectionate, a little bit more lovey dovey, soft a little bit. And, you know, when you're trying to find that middle ground, that shit could be hard. Right. But,
you know, and it's just like, I mean, I talked to said people about this, that it's like, just they couldn't see, for instance, people can't really see your intentions. You know, like people see it, they only see what they
want to see.
Pretty much, they only see from their side or point of view. So, and it's like, yeah, communication lacks on that, and that's why they see a certain way. But it's also like that's just part of us being human. Like we can only see, you know, what we like. They use past experiences or like certain shit just to like base this opinion about certain shit, but it's not that way. Yeah. And I feel like people, just in general, I'm not talking about any specific girl or anything, but just people in general, like, see, you know, they're like, oh, you did this, and this, and this is what I form my opinion about you, and that's who you are. That's not who I am. That's how you see me. Yeah. This is who I am.
Because people are
gonna take whatever and run with it.
We'll take shit that you do and kind of relate it to past shit, and then kind of try and put you in that mold when it's like, you know, that's not necessarily what the case is. Like, yeah, maybe I did something, you know, maybe I do have some asshole tendencies sometimes, or maybe whatever the case may be, and maybe that person has, you know, trauma from, you know, past things that tendency might trigger them, and, you know, whatever. But it's like, well, I'm not them. You know, I might.
Correct.
I'm my own person. I might go things kind of, but I'm not, you know, I'm not them. I'm my own person. So, and I have trouble with that too, of comparing past situations when there's similar situations. I
was just gonna say something that I didn't want to bring it up, but We got to get out of this 2.0s.
2.0s.
You should understand what I mean by that. Like, I feel like, yes, the situations are different.
If I'm being fair though, this version was a slight uptick better. Not even a slight. It was a lot better, but there was still a lot of shit that was like
same, bro. But
I know nobody understands what the fuck we're talking about right now. Some people behind the camera might, but we.
I just had to say that. Like, it was just funny. Like the way we were saying some certain shit. I feel like. You know what?
Fuck, that is true, but
it's kind of funny. Like,
that also just kind of goes into that. And I was talking about this with my sister. I think I was talking about it with Jordan too. I might have, but it's like I like girls with fucking piercings and tattoos and are a little edgy and like I know like might be a little bad for me, like, but are also like affectionate, warm-hearted people, but kind of have like a little
rough on the outside.
A little, they're a little exactly. They're a little rough around the edges, but like I see what the potential is, and I see that they're kind-hearted, this, that, whatever. But for whatever reason, they, I don't know, the communication skills aren't necessarily there. They have trauma from past shit or this, that, whatever, and it's.
Here we go.
We can't get fooled again.
I was just gonna do it.
Shit, I got fooled twice. Fuck, more than twice.
Oh, that's way too long. I can't do it. I just wanted a little snippet.
Shit, but I mean, like I said, it's something that and it's not even like, it's not like I'm even going for people that are like that terrible. It's just, there's just certain things that I know are like, I know I'm getting myself into it. I'm like, maybe this is not the best, but fuck it, let's give it a try. Maybe this time will be different, and that's kind of like
it's our egos as well.
It's a sick cycle that people in general will put themselves through that shit time and time again. They'll fucking, because that's what they're comfortable with. Again, that kind of goes back to there is a level of comfortability in that situation where you'll date someone with similar personalities, similar traits from someone else that you dated. And it might have not necessarily been the greatest, but again, it's a 2.0 version. It's a little upgrade. It's a little better. So, and it's not necessarily always the best, but hey,
I'm tired of trading out toxics, damn it. I'm tired of it. Why y'all got to be so
that
damn?
Takes self-growth, though, too.
Not
That's
saying,
a lot of self-reflection.
I mean, I guess we have some toxic tendencies as well.
Oh, everyone does. But you cannot show me a person in this world that does not.
Yeah. I literally was talking to Kristen about that, actually. She was saying how like, oh, she's not toxic, like now.
She was talking about it on the podcast.
Correct.
And I was looking at her. I'm like,
which she's not. I mean, she's genuine in a lot of shit. Yeah, but I'm like, Kristen, you got to understand that shit might live deep in you right now, but you acting like you've never been petty before, or you're toxic. And then she's like, okay, yeah, like she started realizing like, oh shit, like I've done toxic shit in the past.
That doesn't mean
and
you're
I can
a
still
toxic
do
person.
it.
Yeah.
Correct. It doesn't mean you're a toxic person all the time, but we all have those traits, those tendencies of where like, and even me, like,
it's human nature.
Actually, Jordan, I don't even think I told Jordan this.
Okay.
Me and Jordan went out for Amber's birthday.
Uh-huh.
We went to Sanford.
I was there for a little bit.
You were. When I got home, apparently I called somebody. I did not know this. So maybe I was a little drunker than I thought, because I did not remember calling said person. Just nice. Jordan will figure it out of who I called. But anyways, I was like, what?
Yeah.
But basically, to make a long story short, I called somebody and was like, I'll blow up your spot. Don't fuck with me.
Oh my God. He was sending shots.
I was.
Boom, warning shots. Shot in the air. Boom, boom.
I was like,
I'm here.
I was like, don't fuck around. But I didn't recall doing this. I didn't recall fucking threatening like that. So
alcohol's the devil.
So when it came back to me a couple days later, like, you called
just
me.
Like a random thought, or the person called you back up?
No, yeah, like I got told a couple days later. You said. I was like, huh? I was like, I did what? My pit what?
Like, so well, I'm sorry about that.
That shit. I was like, it was funny. I was like, I wouldn't do that, and then I was like, yeah, but don't fuck with me. And then
I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
Honestly.
But yeah, everyone has toxic traits. It's in human nature to have toxic traits. Like, it's just.
But that was like, oof.
It's just, it just depends on what you're willing to do to, work on those if you're with somebody, and what the other person is willing to put up with at the same time. Because they got to be patient with you too, because that shit don't happen overnight. Change doesn't happen overnight. So it is a vicious cycle, and that shit does take work. But if you really fuck with the person, then you know you got to be willing to put in that time and be patient with that person and hope that things fucking work out and play out. Which
pretty
up
much
until this point, I have not found that yet.
Same.
Unfortunate, but you know it is.
One day someone will love me and I will love them, and we will live happily ever after.
I'm not gonna lie though, I will be fucking playing the shit out of this Silk Sonic album in the next fucking couple weeks, cause that shit speaks to me on a different level. That shit is some magical shit.
I'll give it a listen,
bro. You won't appreciate it. I don't even want you to listen to it, cause you're not gonna appreciate it the way that it needs to be appreciated.
All right,
that shit is fucking. There's layers to that shit.
All right, well, fuck you too then.
I mean, go ahead, listen to it. I can't stop you. No, I can tell him, hey, don't let Jacob fucking stream this shit on his phone or anything.
Did they
like
block
that.
me from it? Like, nope.
He go looking for it. I can't find it. Nah, but that
All
shit
platforms.
that shit is fucking. For those who don't know, if you don't know, then you're living under a fucking rock. But Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak put out a collab album that has been years in the making, and that shit was. I mean, it lived up to all the expectations. Now, I wasn't surprised. I didn't expect anything less than fucking great between those two, but that shit was fucking phenomenal.
But Eric is truly amazed.
Phenomenal.
So.
That fucking.
I'll have to give it a listen. I haven't listened to shit.
Love with you. Hey, that's oh my god, that's some nostalgic shit right there. That's like if you're looking for some like old R&B, like 90s, early 90s type R&B type shit. That's what it is. That's what it is. Good stuff. Vocal, fucking production on it. They're all playing. The instruments are all fucking live. It's no fucking beat machines, nothing like that. They fucking.
That's some good producing right there.
They did their thing. They fucking took their foot and shoved it right up that fucking album's ass and made it theirs.
All right.
Shit was fucking
an interesting way to look at it, but all right.
That fucking Don Toliver. If anything, this past month and a half, we've gotten a lot of great music. Baby Keem dropped some shit.
Baby Keem is my shit.
Don Toliver though. Don Toliver is fucking nice. Don Toliver, that fucking Life of a Don. And he's one of my favorite artists right now, and I was kind of hesitant on this album. I kind of thought it was going to be a drop off and a whole vibe.
Yeah, Don Toliver's album. Jordan was playing it, and I hadn't heard that yet either. But he was playing it, and I was like, wait a sec. I was like, this is some.
You would like a lot of the tracks off that shit.
I mean, that was what I was listening to last night. We were listening to last night on the way.
Oh, that's true.
I've listened to the whole album. It is a good ass album.
From start to finish. It kind of like the first 5 songs was really like that shit. It did impress me, especially the single that he put out, What You Need. I didn't like it like when it was just a single. I didn't really like it that much, and me and Jordan were talking about it. He's the one that brought it up, that once he heard it with the album and how it was like so cohesive and everything like kind of like fell in line together and how everything flowed together, he liked it a lot more. I was like, nah, I'm right there with you. Because when I heard it by itself, like, it's not that I hated it, but I was kind of like, I could kind of do without this. But then once I heard it on the album, just listening to it through, I'm like, Don Toliver, I don't know why I doubted you.
Outer Space is still my shit, though.
Outer Space, I mean,
that is my shit.
2 a.m. Yeah, are you fucking Flocky? 5 times. That's that shit.
Outer Space was the reason I downloaded the whole album, though, because I didn't know what I was listening to yet. Jordan fucking started playing the album, and that song came on, and that shit was on the speaker. I literally like sat up. I was like, wait a sec.
What is this?
What is this? And I looked, and it was Life of a Dawn. I was like, all right, I'm downloading the fucking album.
What else? I've been kind of listening to I've been listening to a lot of like dance music lately, like house music and shit.
I mean, I listen to that on a daily. That's what I play at the gym.
Yeah, I don't know.
I switch it up, of course, but yeah, it helps me through my workouts.
This past year,
I'll be out here fucking.
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked it, but this past year, I've definitely like taken a deeper dive into that shit and like.
I've liked house music.
If you go through my like.
I'm surprised well, not you. I'm surprised me personally that I didn't go to EDC, but I wasn't about to. Like I said, I've just been off mentally.
Yeah. I was invited by a few people, but I ended up this past weekend. I went to my first fucking college football game. It was pretty fun. Went to go see.
I've been to a couple college football games.
My little sister goes to UF, and she's in a sorority, and they had a family weekend. So me and my mom and my stepdad went up there, saw the game against Samford, which, I mean, it was it was an exciting game to watch. No one thought it was gonna. It was 70-55, and Samford is like a 1AA school that they were 36.5 point favorites. So that kind of tells you what it is, and they dropped 55 on them.
Damn.
But also I saw on fucking Instagram that Emory Jones that was the most yards in a single game by a Florida Gator, 550 yards. So he sucks, but he's gonna have that record. Good for him. Just had to throw that out there.
You're like, so he sucks.
But I mean, in all fairness, he was holding up. The offense was holding up their end of the deal. The defense was getting shredded like Swiss cheese. Like these Samford receivers, I don't know if they were just like, yeah. I don't know if they were just like, where's Samford? They're in Alabama, right? I don't know if these are all just Alabama rejects and they just didn't have the grades or whatever. But they were making spectacular catches.
They all should have been Bama players, and they were like, "Oh, we'll go here
really
instead."
What it was is that their quarterback was the Samford quarterback. They were just kind of doing bubble screens, kind of nickel and diamond, but every once in a while they would take a shot. Every time they took a shot, it seems like they were making a spectacular catch and making the Florida DBs look like JV.
Little boy,
honestly,
kiss you on your forehead.
And I was like, wow, like, what is going on right now? But then in the second half, they kind of, they started
tightening up a little bit.
They won again. It was 70-55, but they started tightening up a little bit. So,
like, how many points were scored in the first half?
I think it was 48. It was 42-42 at the half. So it was tied. Yeah, they scored 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. The Samford was up most of the first half.
Oh.
And then at halftime, they're
like, all right, we're going to stop fucking around.
We tied up, but yeah, that shit. But it was fun. I mean, I would definitely want to go for a bigger game. You could tell that because at the end, like when it was close, like people were starting getting loud. And since it was, a lower level opponent, like the stadium wasn't packed out, but you could tell that bitch gets fucking
I want to go to an NFL game.
That shit goes. NFL games are fun.
I've never been to an NFL game.
I've been to an Eagles game. That shit was fun.
I'm trying to go to a Bills game. But not in Buffalo, because
that'd
be cold as a bitch.
That'd be cold as shit.
I'll go.
Gotta wait until they play one of the Florida teams.
Yeah.
Which Miami, they play Miami every year. They're in the same division.
I know.
So there you go.
I'd have to drive to Miami, which I have no problem doing. I'm just saying.
That's a lot easier than driving up to Buffalo or taking a flight up to Buffalo in that cold ass fucking weather.
Either if they play Miami or maybe if they play like the Bucks or something, go to Tampa. Because that'd be a good ass game to watch.
Yeah, well, in the next couple of years, but it just depends. Tampa, it just depends how they play out the schedule. But Miami, they play them twice a year, so that'd probably be your best bet.
Easier option. I might go to I was looking it up in like a month, actually. I think it's like December 11th.
Yeah.
I was talking, you remember, I was talking about maybe driving down and going to a Heat game.
The Heat?
I feel like I've gone to, I don't think I went last year. But I try to go to a couple Heat games. Yeah. Whether it be, usually I would always go to them just when they played Orlando, but I like going down there.
I haven't been to a basketball game in a while. I haven't seen the Magic play in a while, but I've never been to the Heat, the American Airlines Arena.
It's actually called fucking like FTX.
They changed it?
Yep. Which actually confused me. That's why
Bang Bros put in the $100 million bid for it to name it, so it would be the Bang Bros Center, the BBC. That shit was actually pretty funny. They should have done that. That would have been fucking hilarious, but I don't know how well that would have gone over PC wise and shit like that, PR and shit. But hey, at least they put down the $100 million for it, so fuck, they're good for it money wise. Shit. $1 billion industry. Better be good for $100 million. Shit.
They're like, nope, can't do that. They're like, imagine if the name would have went through. Oh my goodness. Center.
That would be that's like some Miami ass shit though. Like, that would be fucking hilarious. That would just like fit perfectly.
I don't know about fit perfectly.
Why not? That's Miami lifestyle, bro. Whenever you see a chick posting those fucking balcony pictures on downtown Miami at fucking 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, like, that's Miami in a nutshell right there. Fucking hoes hoeing, doing some crazy shit, it's partying, fucking.
I'm pretty sure it's number 1 most expensive place to live now.
I bet.
It passed
more
LA.
Expensive than LA?
I thought it passed LA.
New York? Past LA. New York is still number 1. I believe that. I don't know if I would ever want to live in New York though. Even like before.
Fuck no.
That's too much. Too much.
I would never.
Hustle and bustle. Too many people on top of each other. Fuck all that.
You don't see no greenery.
Go to Central Park.
One little park. One little park in the middle of fucking all these buildings.
I'm not gonna lie though.
I've never been to the city though, so
never. Wow. I feel like every time you say
every
this,
single
I'm
time.
like, what the fuck?
Every single time you're like, what? I'm like, nothing has changed.
I did see
nothing
a fucking giant ass squirrel in Gainesville, and I was a little fucking. How
oh
the
my
fuck
God.
did you get that big? That shit
What are they
like,
feeding you?
My mom started throwing. Well, she didn't throw the ice at it, but she threw it in the like general direction of the squirrel. I'm like, what are you doing?
The squirrel's
Trying
probably
to get us fucking attacked and shit. Gonna come fuck us up.
No, I saw some big ass squirrels when I lived in Washington. I literally was like, what the
the
fuck is
squirrels
this
up north
shit?
are a lot bigger.
I was like,
I'm
who
sure
the
because it's
fuck?
like cold and shit. But
I was like, Jesus. That shit. I thought it was a small, I was like, is that a raccoon?
The nuts are
It was
different
a
up there.
fucking squirrel. I was like, Jesus.
Oh, fuck.
But then I also saw some like chipmunks and shit like that. Cute little bastards.
Chipmunks, groundhogs are pretty adorable too.
Until they see winter and it's like, you little assholes.
Yeah. Little Groundhog's Day. Bill Murray. I did watch Back
Good
to the
old,
Future
that's
the
good
other
old
day.
Lab's birthday. Groundhog's Day.
Is it really?
The 2nd. Yes, sir.
Wow. Does he see his shadow?
Sometimes. You're stupid for that.
Oh,
you want to talk some NBA or some UFC? Let's talk about the UFC for a little bit. I just want to talk some shit. Because there's a good ass card coming up next month. The 268 with Usman Covington too.
Yeah.
That was a good ass card.
It was, but
Appreciate Dennis for that.
I
Appreciate you.
there was no surprises there. Really.
You sent me the link. I was working. Couldn't watch it.
Michael Chandler and Justin Gaethje.
Definitely fight of the night.
Yeah.
Of course, that was a fucking. There are some savages. Michael Chandler gained a lot of respect from me. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really like him, but I was like, all right, he's crazy as fuck.
Yeah, he was just at the end there. He was pretty much just like, "Come kick my ass, punch
Literally.
my face in."
Literally, he didn't. He stopped.
Yeah,
caring.
come on, and
His-
boom, boom, boom.
His
Getting
fucking
fucked
leg
up.
was fucked, and the fact he was still trying to do shit, I was like,
But before the after picture of them in the ambulance together, like Justin Gaethje, look, he's got scratches and shit on him, but
yeah, Michael Chandler got fucked up.
He doesn't really. Like, he kind of looks like a different person. Like that shit.
He got fucked up. I mean, he was split in like 4 or 5 different
his
areas.
lip was fucked up. It was
I mean, Justin Gaethje is probably the hardest hitting 155er.
Justin Gaethje ain't shit.
Justin Gaethje,
He ain't
He's-
shit.
he's
You
a
can tell
fucking-
him I said it too.
he's a savage. He'd whip your fucking ass.
Probably. Like,
I mean, I would feel any professional fighter would whip all of our
I'll
asses.
pick him up.
He would
He's
not.
too small. 155.
That's when he cuts down, bro. He's not cutting down on normal every day.
What?
They walk around. I'm pretty.
He probably
you
walks
still
around like 180.
I don't know. Michael Chandler was 190 second. What, a day after? It was like 191 a day after the fight.
Oh my god! How do you put that much weight on over fucking night?
They cut down.
They just eat a lot.
You gotta understand, they're fucking starving themselves, and
yeah,
they cut down, and they weigh in. What's weigh in Friday?
Yeah, the night before the fight.
So then they're allowed to eat again. So they're fucking. They don't need anything crazy because I'm sure having the shits would be terrible on fight night.
But damn,
But
that's fucking. That's
they be
wild.
eating. And
And
yeah. So yeah, but he probably he probably walks around anywhere from like 170 to like 185 probably.
That Kamaru Usman fight, though, I already knew. No one's gonna beat him for a while.
What about what's his name?
The dude with the cleft lip shit, fucking
Hamza
Kamzat, whatever the fuck he is, bald dude, fucking, he's a wild fucking motherfucker. He might, I mean,
because he's fucking, think about it. Him and Kamaru Usman started his career the same way, just mauling people. Not like that though. This dude has only had, I think, 3 strikes landed on him.
and he did. Who was the guy that he fought?
He was ranked 11th, I think.
Yeah, and he's never been
He's
finished
never been
before.
correct.
And he fucking in a match like he
Body,
handled him.
he was
That shit
toying
wasn't
with
even
him.
fucking fair.
Literally picked him up and literally just held him, talking shit to Dana. Slammed him, choked him,
Title fight.
choked him, and then he was like, "No, I don't like this choke." Let him out for a second. Choked him with the other arm.
Masvidal's out on the card for Leon Hall.
Yeah,
he's trying to get
in it.
Burns.
He's trying. Well, because Leon Edwards, like they're like, "Oh, sorry, Leon, we're not gonna make you fight anybody." So
Leon Edwards needs to fight. He needs to get a title fight. I don't think he's gonna win. I think Kamaru
He
Usman would fucking beat the shit out of him.
Correct. He's already fought Kamaru.
Yeah, but
he lost.
so did Colby, and he lost, and then he got.
But it wasn't a close fight like that. Colby Covington gave Kamaru Usman the hardest 2 fights of his career.
What the fuck out of here?
That's the truth. Kamaru Usman's never lost a round. He lost a round to Colby.
That second fight was not close. He made it interesting in the third and fourth round.
It was the fourth.
He made it a little interesting, but at no point did I think he was gonna win. He was gassed. Like even if he was like, because he doesn't really have the like one knockout punch power like that. Even in the first couple rounds, like he was getting work when he was fresh, and I like it just did it. At no point
he did seem like he was fighting timid to me, probably because what he saw got done to Masvidal. He was like, oh shit.
He did it to Colby Covington in their first fight too. Like that one.
Yeah, but the first fight was that was the craziest fight I had seen at that time. Like I was shook when I watched that fight. I was like, oh my god, this is a fucking fight right here.
Well, I got these rankings pulled up. I don't know who. I mean, Leon Edwards seems like he would be next to fight somebody. That Kazmat Chimaev, that's his name. He needs to fight another.
He can't be ranked right now. They ranked
10.
him. He's 10.
He's 10.
They gave him 10. Okay,
yeah.
Well,
he
was unranked before. He's only fought 4 times in the UFC.
He's gonna fight somebody else. If he gets his Gilbert Burns fight and he beats him convincingly like he has been, then he'll probably get it. He will either be one fight away from getting a title fight, or he will fight for the title next. Because I mean, you have to think those fights. His last fight between it was November 6th to this next one that will be on the 11th. If he fights Gilbert Burns, that's a month apart.
Which, I mean, think about it. His first 3 fights in the UFC, he fought 2 of them were 2 weeks apart.
He's a machine.
At 2 different weight classes. He fought I don't know if he fought first at 185 and then dropped down to 170 or vice versa. If he fought at 170 and went up. But either way, to fight in 2 weeks, 2 different weight classes, not beat them, wax them. I think they were both first round finishes, and both of them, they didn't land one fucking punch on him.
Yeah,
he landed. It was like 250. It was like 252 significant strikes to 0 in 2 fights. Like he handled them bad.
I don't know how you do that in 2 rounds.
He's literally like, "Come here," just beating the shit out of somebody.
He's
just
relentless.
ground and pound, fucking these people up. And
those Russian dudes are fucking.
They're built different.
Yeah, they really are. Because that Islam Makhachev dude is doing the same shit, just fucking people up, just running through people, and not giving a shit.
He should fight your boy next.
I hope not. Really, if I'm being honest.
I mean,
Benel Darnoush, my guy. He's a scrapper, but sometimes heart and scrappiness can only get you so far.
He's number 3.
Which
pick number 3, my lord.
Pick number 3, my lord. Which I mean, that Charles Oliveira fight. That's gonna be interesting.
Because that's gonna be on the 11th. That'll be a good ass card too.
But that's probably gonna be the next fight. Probably Darnoush and Islam are gonna fight, and then the Justin Gaethje's gonna get the winner of the Oliveira Poirier fight.
You kind of have to give him that because, I mean, he stayed. Because they don't really give Justin fights like that. He's tried to fight a couple people and they're like, nope.
Yep.
Like you shall wait because he didn't fight when it was. He didn't do. He let Michael Chandler fight for the belt. He didn't. He was like, all right, y'all can do that. Go ahead.
Trying to get that money fight.
Well, that and he was just like, I'm not fighting for. He was like, I'm trying to have a real fight. I think he wants to run it back with Dustin. Pretty sure they fought before.
I think Dustin's gonna win, so I think he's gonna beat Charles Oliveira. I think Charles Oliveira is gonna be a one hit. Jan Blachowicz, you watch that fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
He tapped Glover Teixeira, which I didn't really like that fight anyways because they're 2 old ass.
We watched it at Rugas.
Yeah. But he didn't even have he beat him on a rear naked choke and he didn't even have it locked in. I don't know. It kind of seemed like he didn't
want to be there.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I'm done with this championship shit. I'm done. Because I mean, that's Jan Blachowicz' kind of like second win too. Like he kind of was on a losing streak and he was going to be on his way out. Then he started winning and then won the championship.
Well, yeah, but on his way to the championship, he had won 7 or 8 straight fights, 9 straight fights.
Before that, he was. He was on.
Yeah, his record. I mean, his record is not the best in the world, but
that was kind of a boring fight, though.
This Izzy and Robert Whitaker fight needs to happen soon.
That's probably what's going to happen.
That is what's going to happen. There's no one else Izzy can fight.
The fight that I'm looking forward to is that Cyril Gane Francis Ngannou fight in January.
People think that.
I think it's the day before your birthday, champ. You. So that's going to be exciting.
Good God.
I think Cyril Gane's
Sunday fun day for your birthday, friend?
I think Cyril Gane's going to
maybe. Sunday fun day in a different
Francis
state.
Ngannou.
Maybe.
call it a fucking be the unanimous.
Maybe, but Francis Ngannou is like, you know, let me just have a car strapped to my fist.
And fucking.
But yeah, I saw like there's a couple people who think Cyril Gane is gonna like outclass the fuck out of him. Yeah. Show him like really like no, there's levels to this shit.
Yeah, he's just as big as him, and he. Moves,
this is true, but
he moves quicker than him.
But getting hit by him is still something to reckon with.
It is, but it's hard to hit somebody. You know, when he's your same size and he's moving the way he does. I mean, he's 6'4", 250.
I get it, but
I was having this. Debate with one of my friends.
Ngannou is fast as fuck.
Okay, I wouldn't say fast as fuck.
Fast as fuck, boy. Fast as fuck, boy.
I was having this conversation with one of my friends in Pennsylvania. Shout out to Omar, because he swears up and down that Cyril Gane is not athletic. I'm just like, bro, yeah, he is. When you're that size and like, it's not that he's doing anything that's like super fucking, because it's the UFC, so you can only really showcase like that type of athleticism so much, because you're not really jumping and running around and doing all.
Unless you're doing like flying knees and shit.
Yeah, but I mean that's what I mean. He's 6'4", 250, fucking throwing flying knees and fucking being light on his feet and fucking bobbing and weaving and shit.
I mean, it's gonna be a hell of a fight. He moves. He moves crazy.
Yeah, but the ultimate.
What just out of curiosity, the next card. What card is that? The Dustin Poirier Oliver.
269, right? Or 270. 269. Let's see. Whoops. I just put in. That is 269.
Who's all on that card?
Amanda Nunes.
That's right.
Cody Garbrandt, Sean O'Malley.
Who's Cody fighting?
Dominic Cruz is on this fight.
Who's Cody fighting?
Cody Garbrandt. Kai Kara France.
Interesting. Who's Sugar?
He's number 6 in the world.
Who's Sugar fighting?
Raul Paev.
Oh, Paella or something.
Paeva, whatever.
Let me see this real quick. Yeah. That'll be an interesting fight. Sean might lose. This guy's actually pretty good. I know he's ranked 15, but I've seen him fight before. But who knows? Maybe he'll knock him out too.
I mean, besides that one fight where he like broke his foot, he was undefeated.
He didn't break his foot.
Whatever the fuck. He injured himself, and that's why. I mean, he was still fighting. He ended up getting TKO'd, but he was still fighting. And every other fight he's won pretty convincingly. That I've seen him fight, but you know, who am I?
Cruz is number 10. Interesting.
He's also on his way out too.
He should have been out for a while.
Well,
yeah, this Amanda Nunes fight.
I
feel bad for that girl.
Well, because they always get like decent looking chicks to fight Amanda Nunes, and then she ends up beating the shit out of them. It's like, why are you doing that to yourself? Like,
but the chicks are ranked. I mean, they've fought plenty of other girls.
Doesn't matter.
That's what I said. It's like you're fighting someone crazy. You gotta understand, Amanda Nunes only trains with dudes.
She does. She's the only girl in her gym.
She does not fight females until she walks into the octagon.
So there's probably
she beats men's ass every day.
Training is probably harder for her than the actual fights.
100%. She's fighting bigger dudes. She's fighting dudes. Period.
Yeah.
And then these are most likely they're guys that are bigger than her. Probably, trying to beat her ass too. But
some people are just built different. She is one of those people that is built differently.
So what happens if Charles Oliveira fucking taps Dustin?
Then Justin Gaethje will fight Charles Oliveira, and that's that. He's gonna get the winner of that fight. So
no, I know. Oh sure. Oh sure.
Boom. UFC talk for your ass, people, audience, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, me and E over here that was during the month hiatus. We actually went to
we did.
We went to a Brazilian jiu-jitsu class. He went to one. I went to two of them things.
Yeah.
I had a fat ass black eye.
Yeah, but that was just because like
the
dojo, the whatever. It was just kind of small. Yeah, it was kind of small. We were doing takedowns.
Accidental headbutt. Yeah, son of a bitch.
That shit was fun. I definitely want to try it. Like get into it. I feel like I would be pretty good at it. How far it goes, I don't know, but
I feel like I could be. I mean, I got at least what we were doing in the 2 days. I got that form down pretty quick. I was sore in places I've never been sore before.
That shit will show you how fucking flexible your hips are. Because my hips were sore as fuck afterwards.
Those locks, doing certain leg locks and shit.
You don't realize how much you're using your hips until like they start getting tight and you start cramping up a little bit. Like, oh shit.
And just doing certain shit too, like the way some of the at least the dude I was like wrestling with, he like used either his palm or his like knuckles and like pressed into my hips to like try to keep me off.
I'm trying to make him uncomfortable.
To like keep me off of him. I was like, fucking hey. I was like, bro, why are you doing this?
I mean, essentially that, like, because you can learn all the fucking techniques and shit, but really, like, because the dude that I was with was a blue belt, so like anytime I ask him a question, like any advantage I could gain, he's like, bro, really at the end of the day, you just want to learn all the techniques and shit. Once you do that, learn how to do them while making the person as uncomfortable as you can. Because when we were doing going into side control, when you were pushing the leg down, like he would put his shin on my shin and start grinding it. And it was like, oh my God, that shit fucking hurts.
Well, yeah, plus your ass was just wearing shorts out there.
I was.
I brought at least I was wearing leggings and shit because I was like,
that shit
woo. I wore sweatpants the next day.
But like using your fucking forearm and putting them in their face and shit. Like
rubbing against the mat. I had gotten a fucking blister on my toe, got a black eye. I was just going through it. Yeah, the second day, though, there was this dude who wasn't there on the first day. And we did basically like king of the mat type shit.
Oh, shit. That would be
it was pretty cool. But like, shit was hard as fuck. And this dude, like the objective was you have to pin, you have to basically have this guy pinned on his back. Mm-hmm. And I was fighting this kid. The kid was a little bigger. He was a blue belt as well.
Were you standing? I started standing up or
they started on the ground.
All right.
You're standing and you got to get to the ground and pin them.
Oh shit!
And this motherfucker was fucking kicking at me and like he even let me come to the ground, but just still was like trying to push me off like with his knees and shins and shit.
Making you uncomfortable shit.
He was, and I was fucking battling his ass because I wanted to get him because no one else had. He was the king of the mat, and me and him fought for the longest. And I was like, y'all fucking suck. Y'all do this all the time, but I ended up like not submitting him, but like I was holding him, but I never fucking fully could control him. So I never we just ended me and him still going at it.
Stalemate.
And I was like, touche, sir, touche.
Yeah, definitely I want to do that.
I would want to check out different places though.
Yeah,
I mean that place was cool.
The only thing is that they didn't have a gym or like any like type of weightlifting stuff, and for the price, like it was a good price, but
was it though?
I mean, compared to the other places that are gonna,
I've never seen any other places.
I mean, because
I want to check this place right here.
My sister's boyfriend does Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and he was telling me about it. I was telling him about it when I went up there, and he was saying that like up there, I mean, usually it's 160, 170, 180, just to for the like standard shit for the class to get your gi, all that shit, and I'm like. So, I mean, it's a good deal, but, there was the one that he was at had like a strongman gym on the other side. So, you can work out and do all this shit. And
that I would be a little more comfortable with because it's like, say you don't want to do them on the same day, but, say you do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu like 3 times a week because that's a fucking workout.
Yeah, it is.
I was drenched both days. But say you want to work out. And like, this is right before I had said that I was going to do that. Gym shit, and I was like, it's this kind of, I can't do both.
You have to commit to it. You have to commit to it, too.
And that's what I did. I committed to the gym.
And they pay, I mean, for the amount you pay, it kind of forces you to commit to it, too.
Yeah.
You're paying $120 a month, and, they have classes every day and shit. You can go, but.
Correct. And I'm saying, like, I would have been going every day.
Yeah.
But that's just not where I wanted to be right now. I had made this goal of, like, me being in the gym, working on my physique a little more.
Watching the figure.
Yeah, pretty much. Come out stunting. Watch. So wait on it.
With all that being said, we'll close this puppy out.
Well, like we said in the beginning, we were knocking off some rust. We got into some real shit. Got some more real shit to get into next week.
Just caught you guys up on our life, but we're going to get back on a regular schedule on recording and putting shit out and things of that nature. We're going to start having more people on as well, start popping out a little bit more. So we'll start being more out there in the limelight or whatever the fuck, putting ourselves out there again.
I'll try to stay out of the streets.
So, I mean, go to the streets, but go for good reasons.
I mean, don't I always?
No.
I go with good intentions.
I did. I
still did
you
good.
Did. You got people to follow.
I did.
That's all that matters. But so check us out: YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, SoundCloud. Comments, ratings on Instagram at No Hangover Podcast. DM us on there if you have any questions.
Definitely subscribe on YouTube,
any
please.
Concerns, yes, leave comments on there. Feel free to interact with us. If you think we suck, let us know. If you think we're the shit, we already know that, but let us know that too.
Boom.
Anything really, we're looking for dialogue between, ourselves and the audience and shit like that. Whoever's listening, whether you watch or listen. So please feel free to say what you need to say, in the good words of John Mayer. But that being said, check out the website, nohangoverpodcast.com.
Check out the merch. Hit us up directly if you want a shirt.
Shirts.
We have a couple.
Boom,
we have
one right here. It's sexy.
We got anywhere from extra larges to smalls in stock. So
boom. So let us know.
A couple of different colors as well, but the different colors actually are only in large.
And as always, more important than ever, everybody love everybody. We'll see y'all next week. Have a good one. Peace.
Deuces.